Good morning, everyone. Now it's turn to do the companion book after doing the reader companion book. Lesson 6 Delicious Buns. Definitely, the chapter was very interesting and hilarious. I too enjoyed it a lot. I hope you had also enjoyed it. Now, coming to doing the exercises in the companion book. First one says fill in the blanks with suitable words from those given below. What are the words given below? To write, to hear, to use, to perform, to forgive. Remember, whenever we use the verbs with to, we never change the forms of verbs. They are used in their root form. Their actual, simple, जो भी first form है, they are used as it is with to. After to, if we are using verb, we cannot make it ing, we cannot make it add ed to it, we cannot add t to it, nothing can be done. The surgeon went to the hospital dash an operation. What do we do in hospital, surgeons? To perform an operation. I want a pen to write a letter. With pen, we write a letter. We need training to use the new computer because whenever we, many people are not very computer literates, so they to use a new one, they need some instructions. So that is called training to use the new computer. I was glad dash you won the prize. Only when I heard that you won the prize, I was glad. So I was glad to hear you won the prize. Simmer asked me dash him for losing his pen. Oh, I lost Summer's pen, so I must go and say sorry to him. So Summer asked me to forgive him. Summer had lost my pen, so now he's asking me to forgive him, not to scold him. I'm sorry, children, it was Summer had lost the pen. Okay. Use the verbs given in brackets in the correct forms. Remember, sometimes an infinitive without to is required. Sometimes we can use to plus verb is to infinitive. है ना? Sometimes we can use infinitives even without to. Let's see how. Would you like to come to a talk on Indian art? ये तो to infinitive है, no doubt. Nobody seems to know where the library is. Nobody seems to know where the library is. This is also to infinitive. You can't play inside the house, but you can play in the garden. You can play in the garden. जो modal verbs modals होते ना, when we use modals, we don't use to. So can is a modal. Ashish to Sanjay. I'm flying to Gwalior in my helicopter. Would you like to come? Sanjay, no thanks. I want to go to Gwalior, but I would rather go by train. Phrases like would rather than, they also don't take to. They are also used without to. Let's go bird watching today. When we say let's go bird watching today, then we don't use to. Do you feel like walking to the market, or shall we take a bus? Shall we take a bus? The baby is cute. What? Exclamations, they are very easy, very, very easy. Using what? What a cute baby. And remember to use the exclamatory mark after it. It was a tiring journey. What we have to use? What a tiring journey. करते ना when we come back home. What a tiring journey. Exclamatory mark after it. No full stop, no question mark. It was thoughtful of her. Starting with how? How thoughtful of her. है ना? This is how we talk about our mothers and sisters. How thoughtful of her. It was generous of her. Again, exclaim using how? How generous of her. How generous of her. It was an unkind remark. This time we have to use what. What an unkind remark. What an unkind remark. He was a very proud man. What a proud man. We use exclamations when the things are too much. For normal things, we don't use exclamations for normal things. Suppose somebody is okay, nice looking, we don't say how beautiful. But only if somebody is very beautiful, then we say, how beautiful. What a beauty. So, the inspector was a selfish man. What? That means he must be very selfish. What a selfish inspector. What a selfish man he is, or what a selfish inspector, you can say. Oh, very nice exercise. This is one who travels in space. We have landlord, we have a poet, we have a detective, we have an astronaut, we have a policeman. So you have to name the people here. One who travels in space, astronaut. One who composes poems, poet. One who rents out his house, landlord. One who investigates crimes, a detective. Who arrests criminals, policeman. Everybody knows this though. This exercise was for small children, kind of. Oh, there go. Use these words in the blanks below. Casually, angrily, nervously, firmly, greedily. Now these are adverbs. These are adverbs. How we do the work? When we describe a noun, we use adjectives. So we call adjectives the describing words. But at the same time, adverbs are also describing words. Adverbs are also describing words, but they don't describe a noun, they describe an action. They describe verbs. How we do the work, when we do the work, where we do the work, why we do the work, they're all told by adverbs. Like casually, not formally. Angrily is, in anger. Nervously, when somebody gets nervous, no? Thoda anxiety hoti hai, feel uncomfortable. Firmly means strictly or tightly. Like child holds mother's hand very firmly. Greedily, you know what is greedy. People are so bad. My dog loves cakes. He ate the huge slice of cake that fell off the table. Dogs कैसे eat करते cakes? Greedily, because he loves cakes. So he greedily ate the huge slice of cake. Raj's football broke. Raj's football broke Mr. Paul's window pane. Mr. Paul looked angrily at him. Raj said, I'll replace your window pane, sir. Nervously, he got nervous that he would scold him or he would go and tell his dad. So he's nervous. The stumps were fixed dash in the ground. How do we fix the stumps? Lightly or firmly? Lightly karenge to they'll fall. So firmly in the ground. You cannot go to the governor's party dressed so casually. You must dress up formally, proper nice clothes. Casually, so lower t-shirt pant you can go to a governor's party. Okay, so casually is how we sleep, how we go for our evening walk, or that time we can dress up casually. Complete these sentences with suitable words selected from the ones given in the brackets. We have 10 healthy cows in our DIA or DAI? DAI, dairy, DAIRY. I'm going to write a few things in my diary, DIARY. Please keep this difference in mind. Let's dash reading the story at page 10. Let's begin reading the story at page 10. We have to go to Pune tomorrow morning. We must start early. Start early. Many dash in this class have read the story. People. When we say people, it means human beings. A number of pupils. Pupils means? Many pupils in this class have read the story. Pupils means students. PUPILS is students or followers. A number of people saw the accident. Class में तो pupils होंगे, but when we talk about the accident, that means they are on the road. So they could be anybody. So we call them people. It is dash for me to be at your house by 8. It is impossible for me because I get up late. By 8 I cannot reach. It is most dash that everyone in your class has done all these 10 sums correctly. Improbable means जो थोड़ा difficult है to be possible, है ना? Not impossible, but लगता नहीं होता होगा. That is improbable. है ना? So ऐसा तो नहीं है कि every child has done all the 10 sums correctly. So it can't be true, no? So improbable. Match the words that go together. Balanced diet, this you know very well. Healthy body, you are doing so much science, you know. Fresh fruit. Strong body. Raw, strong teeth. Balanced diet, healthy body, fresh fruit, strong teeth, raw meat. Oh my God. You shouldn't eat raw meat. It is very unhygienic. Imagine that while walking to school, you saw a bicycle and a car run into each other. Means banging. This is called colliding or banging. What would you do? Write a paragraph about it. This is called head-on collision. Samne samne, na? Okay. So to use these words, help the victims. Telephone, ambulance, doctor, police. This I have already sent you in the I'll be sending you in the under assignment section, the sheet. But what we have to write here is, like one day I was walking to school and I was going to school. I saw there was a cycle coming from the other side of the road, on the road from the other side, and there was a car speeding fast. As soon as the car turned, the person riding the cycle got nervous and he banged into the car. He did not know what to do and he banged into the car. Nothing happened to the car driver, but of course the person who was riding the cycle, the cyclist, we call such peoples, those who ride a cycle, we call them cyclist. The cyclist fell on the road and his leg was fractured. I went to him. I ran. Now when you see somebody falling down, of course you go to that person and help. I ran to him and asked him to get up, but he couldn't get up. I gave him some water from my water bottle. Then I called up the I went to the nearby telephone booth. I called up ambulance. Came the doctor and police also came. Though I was not very happy with the police, but doctors were there in the ambulance and they took him away for the treatment to their hospital. ऐसे करके you can write. If you want to write on your own, you can also try writing. ऐसा नहीं है कि if I am sending you, you have to copy the same. You can also try doing on your own and just show me for if any mistakes are there. Okay. Now Next writing is, imagine that you played a hockey match last week. Make a diary entry by answering these questions. Diary entry is when you don't tell anything to your friends, you can tell to your diary. Some people have the habit of writing a diary every day or maybe once a week. So that time you have to consider that diary is the person. You have to consider that diary is your best friend. What you do? You put the date, you put day, date and time. जरूरी नहीं है that you put it in the beginning on the left hand side. You can put at the end of your work. When you have finished writing, then you can put the date and time. There is no fixed rule as such. So what you are going to write? When you are writing about yourself, you have to say I or we, or today our school team played a hockey match against the government high school. We won the match. I was delighted as the captain of the team. I received the trophy from the chief guest, and the chief guest was the principal of a very renowned college. So this way it will continue. You just have to, against whom did you play? You have to play this also. When did you play the first is when did you play the match? Today in the school ground. Okay. Against whom? Against government high school. Who won? Our team won. Who gave away the trophy? The chief guest. Chief guest was the principal of a B.Ed college, you can see, in the city. Did you enjoy the game? Of course, I enjoyed the game a lot. And I was so thrilled getting the prize or getting the trophy from the chief guest. And it was given in front of the whole school. So I was feeling very delighted and excited. So this way we write. This also you can try doing on your own. I am of course sending you, but you can also try doing on your own. Okay. Bye bye.